Welcome to another special edition of Eating Global. So today we are at the Glass City Wine Festival in Toledo, Ohio. I'm here with Katie, who is the owner of the Green Heron Wine Bar in Germantown. And of course, she's a staple of the channel. You're going to see her a lot. But anyway, so we are here mostly for her wine bar, but I am also just mooching in on the process here and enjoying some of the lovely wines. Now, these are Ohio-specific wines. All of the wineries here are Ohio wineries. We are very blessed to have a lot of great wines in Ohio.
We have over 250 wineries here in Ohio, and a lot of people don't realize that Ohio was one of the original wine states.
Now, that's pretty cool. And we just happen to be lucky enough to be able to drink and eat in it.
Yes.
So anyway, so come along with us, and we will try not to drink too much to where we can still make this video coherent by the end of the day.
No promises.
Nope. Yeah, you might just see us laying in the gutter outside on the street, and after this whole thing is over. But we'll see. We'll see if we can still hold up the camera here and make a video as the hours crawl on and we drink all day long. Here we go.
Tropical fruit infusion. It's I think it's like guava papaya kind of tropical.
It smells very tropical.
It's like being on vacation.
That's really interesting.
I'm telling you, this is the best wine you're going to have today.
I'm happy we started here.
I will lay that marker down. You can come back and tell me.
It's really rich for being.
I was expecting it to be like sweet, but really you're getting more of the acid.
It's dry being
Yeah.
So this is the Old Mason Winery. We just absolutely love this one, and I think the sweet wine here. Can I show this?
Sure.
Yeah.
The sweet petite pearl.
The sweet petite pearl. Oh my goodness, that is not normally a sweet wine guy, but that might transition me right there. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yep.
Okay, off to the next adventure.
Oh my gosh, the wines here are. I mean, we're just a few in, and we're already
2 wineries in, and they are heavy pouring us.
We're gonna be on the floor here in a half hour. I am more than impressed with what we have tasted. That sweet petite pearl. I don't know. That was different, man.
And everything had such depth, which I was not expecting from Ohio grapes. But 3 of the wines that we tasted at Old Mason were estate grown, which means that they grow their own Ohio native grapevines. And
let me tell you something. Those tasted very mature. I mean, it was a mature taste for an Ohio grape. Estate grown grape. I mean, my goodness. Wowzers.
It has a really nice mouthfeel. Oh, it has great legs. Look at those legs. Let's move on to Serenity.
Serenity is half Cayuga and half Shade White, so it's in the middle.
Okay. That's a great stepping stone.
For sure.
Okay, I can definitely smell
You can probably smell the sweetness.
Yes.
Over the
Like you can almost smell it 50-50.
Oh, yeah?
Perfect.
Yeah, go ahead.
But it's almost like peachy. Do you get like...
There's a really heavy end fruit there. Very velvety.
Oh, there's peach.
Yeah.
It's a little acidic on the end.
I think the sweetness takes it right away, though.
Oh yeah, like you don't get any of the cheek feel of that acidity.
No.
You get all sweet on your tongue.
So good.
I'm about to go over there. Okay, so I'm about to buy a whole bunch of
Semi-dry. This is the Providence
It's almost oaky.
Majestic Oak Winery. Oaky from Majestic Oak Winery.
Oh yeah.
A lot of oak, a lot of smoke.
Yeah, is this aged in oak? No, it smells very oaky.
Those are Marquette grapes as well.
A Marquette, that's probably the smoky.
And this is which one? Providence?
Providence.
Wow.
Get some more. Come out and see it.
It's very smoky.
Half hour.
For not being an oak barrel. Wow.
Okay, taste.
Whew. Okay, so interestingly, we're like, we're just consuming a lot of wine, right? So we're like, well, we better get some carbohydrates and, to be able to stack that on top of. Well, we ended up going to this food truck over here at Dietz Barbecue. Deets, Dietz Barbecue. Apparently they're an award-winning barbecue here in Toledo. It was unbelievable. It was great. I expected kind of garbage, but it was wonderful. So we are having quite a time here. Now we are going to go drink more wine.
So right now we're talking with Jim, and he's the owner and proprietor of Lincoln Way Vineyards.
So we have the story behind our labels. We are on the Lincoln Highway, so we keep the L intact and turn them into hands on the clock. So as we rotate the hands on the clock around the bottom, here, we get different times. I've actually got them out of order here, so we go dry to sweet. 155s are dry, 404s are off dry, 616s are our sweet, sweet 16 if that helps you remember. 1245, those are our sparklings. Why? Because that's as close to using an L we can get after midnight to pop your champagne cork. So 1245 is our sparkling, and dessert is fine at 929, so our dessert styles are 929. We want you to find your wine time. We're doing a little market research. So we go to these festivals and we're told that this isn't sweet enough.
Oh gosh.
We're gonna go. I'll help you out on that.
So this is, if you don't like it, there's a trash can. So we're calling this one today our 616 limited release.
Oh my god. Did you? The nose on this is sweet, and that's saying a lot.
That's candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're trying something different. The customers are asking for something, so we're trying to give them what they want.
And now I could see, to play devil's advocate, if someone wants a sweet wine, this is a nice sweet wine.
Right. And my wife refuses to make anything that's cloying. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a lot of sweet wines, they go cloying. She refuses to do that. So we're still dealing with the acids that are naturally present in the grape, and she won't go over the acid level in the grape to allow it to go cloying. So,
I would say that this is a nice balance of acid and sweet because you still get that cheek feel. It's a little bit lower in the cheeks, like it's not like high in the cheeks like the other one.
Yep.
But and then you get that tongue sweetness.
See, that's what we're after, is a mature tasting wine
Yep.
that is also approachable.
Yes.
It's not, and that's exactly what that is.
And this is the introductory wine that people start with, and then they develop their palate.
now, if you want to try a port style that we have here today,
I
Do you have a port style?
It's this
a
guy,
I
right?
was wondering.
blackberry.
You know what I think about port? I was just in Portugal.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our blackberry wine that we fortified. So it's a blackberry port.
It smells like port. Now, is this tawny or is it ruby or?
Blackberry.
Okay. Well, what do you?
This is approachable, David.
Yeah,
We
oh.
are
I would
approachable.
call it tawny or ruby because it's not processed the same.
Okay.
This is a blackberry wine that we fortified, and fortified and bottled, obviously. But dark chocolate, cheesecake.
It's Totally.
If
I
you
mean,
want to have fun
don't
with
take
it, add
this.
it to a lemonade, and you got a blueberry lemonade with a kick.
Yes.
But it's so
Don't
good.
take this the wrong way, but it's almost like Tootsie Rolly.
It does have a Tootsie Rollness. That's in the best of ways. In the best of ways. It's Tootsie Roll if it were gourmet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're not offending me that way either.
It's delicious. But like that's what the Green Heron's all about.
So
it's
it's
about
interesting.
approachable wines.
This is
people
not
that you can say whatever you want
necessarily a
and
port
it's
wine.
perfectly okay. But it
it's
all
a port
tastes
style wine.
amazing.
And I was just drinking a bunch of port in Portugal, and this is like
Did
this
you
is
want
up
to
there.
go back to the dries, or is that going to be too much of a shock after
Wow.
that? Yeah, that sounds
Everything
great.
was so
It's been a
great.
pleasure, Jim. Thank you so
meeting
much.
you.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you
you.
so much.
You guys enjoy.
Let's just recap. Let's just recap here for a moment. I think we've probably each drank at least over a bottle worth of wine.
We're growing our tolerance, is what we're doing.
Yes. Wow.
So we were just at Lincoln Way Vineyards.
Lincoln Way Vineyards. They were spectacular.
Everything we tried was better than expected.
Here's the thing with them. They're doing sweet wines maturely, and they're doing dry wines approachable. So it's like they're doing the best of everything. Some wineries you go to, it's like, okay, I find a couple that I really like, and maybe a few of them that aren't good at all. And then you go to a place like Lincoln Way, and they're doing every single one of them is unbelievable. So I don't know. Is it that the more we drink, the more we just like everything? Or
Are
is
we
it
becoming more? No. Lincoln Way
Lincoln Way is
was
spectacular.
blow it out of the
The
water.
other thing with
good.
Lincoln Way is their people are amazing. Jim at
And-
Lincoln Way, oh my gosh.
And
What a great
everything
guy.
is grown within 30 miles.
Yep, local. And how cool for the Green Heron. I mean, it's like, that's exactly what
That's
you're
the
looking
story I'm looking for.
For Ohio grown grapes, I have tasted, I don't know, you think of wines from Bordeaux, from, the Valley in California, you think of French wines. Some of those wines, those are the mature tastes you think of with wine, but they're doing that with Ohio grapes, which is really surprising.
And a lot of people don't think about Ohio when they think about wine, which is what we are trying to change with the Green Heron.
For sure. Let's just take a moment and explain something here. Katie, I think you might, because you've been doing most of the talking, because you're the wine expert, why don't you explain what we're doing here?
So basically what I do is I go up to the table once we get up to the top and I tell them that I am on a sourcing trip with my winery. And then they pull us off to the side. I get to meet the owner. David also gets to meet the owner. But the one first world problem we're having is then they want us to try everything. So they give us our entire sheet of maybe 10?
Oh, yeah.
10 tastings.
Yeah.
And they want to talk to us about all of them, which is
It's really cool.
amazing.
It's really
and
cool.
I love it. But when you're at an event with 30 wineries, it could be
can be a
problematic.
problem. I think that we're already probably feeling the effects
A little bit.
a little bit. Because like I said, we've probably drank at least a bottle and a half, over a bottle.
Oh, over a
bottle and a half worth of wine. I'm gonna guess maybe 2 bottles. I don't know.
This is a fake it until you make it
Yeah,
moment.
we're just gonna be like, yes, we're cool.
But we're in line for Dragonfly Winery now. I'm hoping that their owner is at the front of this line because it is very long.
I will say that the line is nice. I'm almost comforted by the line because I'm like, maybe it'll give me a moment
To breathe,
and come back, bring the ABV down a little bit.
Yeah.
Or
So we still have 2 hours left.
2 hours of drinking left, and
And
we're
we
already
have tried
a bottle and a half to 2 bottles in.
30, 40 samples of wine.
Woo-wee. Yeah. This is the
Frontenac
warm
is
one.
my favorite. Out of all the Frontenacs I've tried, your guys' is my favorite.
Okay. Katie, you must. Holy
Let
moly.
me smell it. I won't try it. Oh my god.
This is the mulled. Do you want to? You should try that.
I'll try
You
a
should
little
try it.
tiny bit of the hot.
This is the hot mulled wine from Dragonfly Vineyards in Urbana. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've had some Glühwein from Germany. I've had some, I've had some mulled wine, wassail, all that kind of stuff, but that is a silly good.
The Frontenac was next level.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Frontenac usually is a spicy wine, but it's usually a very mild flavored wine.
Yep.
So to bring that spice level forward and to have that clove finish
Oh, yeah.
is something to be admired.
Yeah.
Okay, I may be completely off, but I really like the mineral content of this Moscato.
Okay.
It's very,
Ooh, there is a
I don't
mineral.
even know how to describe it. There's something different about this
Well,
Moscato.
That's not your typical Moscato.
So these grapes are more Midwestern. These are not West Coast grapes.
Okay, I was about to
So
say
you're
there's
getting
something
yeah,
very different
yeah,
about
yeah.
this. Like almost like, I mean, I want to say limestoney, but I feel like
Isn't
that's
it-
very,
isn't it nice that it's not sweet. It's kind of semi-sweet.
and like,
And what about the linger? It just keeps going.
Yeah.
and
it's
going.
that, and I want to say mineral, but it's not, I don't
It's
think
not
that that's
like,
the
it's
right
not
word.
like a metallic. That's not right. It's more like a
Earthy.
there. Yeah, it's so balanced. It's not that sweetness, craziness that you get with a lot
Right.
of Moscatos.
Because when you
It's
think of
very
Moscato, you
balanced.
think like Moscato d'Asti,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
that's so
there's
sweet.
some, a lot of them are off balance or too sweet.
But this is something
Yeah.
I would
Isn't that
love to
amazing?
have
Isn't
in
that
the wine
amazing?
bar.
Yeah.
Pair that with like a nice brie or a nice mild
Oh,
cheese
absolutely,
yeah.
with some
Yeah.
big jam. Me at all.
Two of our best sellers. I have the best cotton candy wine you'll find around.
Okay.
You're gonna have to sell me on that one.
The taste will sell you.
Okay, so this is a cotton candy.
It's
That okay. We're gonna explain cotton candy later, but this is good. I'm gonna
liquid
not
cotton
take
candy.
I'm not gonna take their time to explain it, but we'll explain that off the camera. But I mean, wow,
And I got
Yeah.
one more for you.
it's impressive.
that's amazing. Okay, so the cotton candy from Old
Would you
Schoolhouse.
rinse
We'll
this
take a note
so I
on
don't
that.
get all the sweet?
Okay, so here we are kind of, at some point, I don't even know where we are in our day, but we just were at the Old Schoolhouse Winery. They're in Eaton, Ohio.
Yep.
And so one of the things they're doing is doing mature, I think that's kind of, some of our favorite wineries here have been, that's the case, is they're doing mature wine drinker wine. And we appreciate that because some of the wineries in Ohio that we've been to are just like candy. They're just putting out fruit juices.
You think of sweet wines, or a lot of people, when they associate wine with Ohio, they think, oh, sweet fruit wines.
Right.
But what we're looking for today are those palate appreciating wines.
That's the interesting thing is we're finding wines in Ohio that are grown in Ohio, just within a half-hour circle of where we live, that taste like they could stand up with Sonoma Valley, that they could taste up with Tuscany wines, French wines. I mean,
Ohio does not
Burgundy,
get enough
Bordeaux.
credit
Absolutely.
for the
It's-
quality of wine that is here.
I didn't know. I really didn't know. I don't know, the Ohio wineries I've been to, they're just sweet. They're just kind of, so Mark at Old Schoolhouse, one of the really interesting things is they're not adding crazy flavorings to wines. So I mentioned that we're going to talk about that cotton candy wine. So cotton candy wine, if you're not familiar with it, it's a wine basically for somebody who wants to drink candy but also have wine, right? So
yes. An
that's not-
introductory wine,
a very
if you
introductory
will.
wine. Yeah. So it's a good place to start. It's a good place to say, okay, you can drink wine if you're unfamiliar with wine. But the problem with cotton candy wine specifically is most wineries that make cotton candy wine, they simply just are making that because they have a bad batch of wine or something that doesn't taste right or something that's
They
off.
want to cover up that taste of that skunk.
So they and add flavorings to it afterwards. And so that's usually what cotton candy wine is. So we're like, oh, you've got cotton candy wine. Okay.
We're going to pass.
Yeah. But he designs the grapes for cotton candy wine. And it was phenomenal.
It tastes like we were at the circus.
It's, except not, I don't know, there was a maturity to the cotton candy wine.
There was an equal balance of acidity and sweetness,
Yeah.
which you can tell someone who has the chemistry background to make a good wine. It wasn't like they were trying to cover anything up.
Right, they're
there
not
were
a
no
flawed,
mistakes or flaws.
It's a perfect grape that they're using in the first place. So they're not covering up a bad wine. It's sort of like you can taste the underlying flaws in a cotton candy wine. But this one was perfect. So anyway, with all that being said,
Off to the next winery.
off to the next winery. We're not going to say what winery, but I just want to
We don't love everything.
we do want to mention that we do have a discerning palate, and this is a not good wine.
So there is a petroleum, like gassy, like, unpleasant.
Gassy, yeah, gasoline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just over processing and under blending that happens with wine. And it comes out a little bit too spiritus.
There's a good way to put it. But yeah, I just wanted to mention it's like we do understand. We've happened upon. Of course, we've been pinpointing some wineries that we've heard that are fabulous that we know. So most of the stuff we've tried is just fantastic. But we went off our agenda a little bit, tried a different winery, and found that you know what, they're not all great.
Not everyone is ready.
But that's okay. That's what makes wineries special when they're fabulous.
Right.
And we're sharing the fabulous ones with you. Okay, so there you have it. That is the Glass City Wine Festival here in Toledo. We had a blast. I think we had probably, two bottles? Two bottles?
Oh, 2 bottles of wine
2 bottles of wine
easily.
each.
But the winner of the day,
Total winner of the day.
Lincoln Way Vineyards.
They blew us away. Not only with Jim over there, Lincoln Way is just like fabulous. He took so much time with us and gave us such a personal experience. And
But
we love that.
everything we tried was above bar.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're doing mature palate wines with Ohio grapes that are just out of this world.
He knows what he's doing.
Old Mason was another great one.
Old Mason had some estate-grown grapes that were, their Frontenac was nice and spicy and bold.
Old Schoolhouse was another one. Mark over there. Oh my God. Yeah. So on Eating Global, you'll see some of those vineyards because we're actually, they said, come on out to our vineyards and we will, take you on the tour and whatnot. So we're really excited to do that. And we'll also be doing that for the Green Heron as well. So anyway, there you go. That's a very special episode of Eating Global here in Toledo. Thank you for joining us. If you like what you see, you might do all the things. I don't know.
Follow.
Subscribe. We'll see you somewhere around the world on Eating Global.